Why is it that with the Duke and Anthony, we got flashbacks into their past, but we didn't get that with Colin? The simplest answer is they weren't needed here. What we have to remember is that flashbacks are a plot device, and they are oftentimes not very well used. So when they are used, it has to be for a purpose, and it has to be to show something that will actually help us move the story forward. With the case of flashbacks, the only way to move the story forward is to use something from the past to explain behavior in the present. The Duke and Anthony both had incredibly traumatic experiences in their past that were directly affecting the way they were behaving in the present, whereas Colin didn't have this. The only time that Colin actually directly really references a past that we never got to see was when he talks about his meeting Penelope and how he fell off the horse and she laughed at him. And while we could have got a flashback of this, we could have seen it, it wasn't needed. And more importantly, it would have taken away the point of the scene, which wasn't to rehash the past and relive it. It was to emphasize the longevity of their friendship and to really show just how long they have been comfortable with each other. Adding a flashback there would have taken us out of that moment, and it would have been, while very sweet, not the point. Another reason we don't have flashbacks is because we've already seen a lot of Colin's development over the last 2 seasons. We've seen Colin develop from someone who was quite naive and a bit of a love-struck boy in season 1 to someone who's seen the world. He's become a traveler, he's more cultured, and now he's finally in a position where he actually wants to figure out who he is and what he wants. And a large part of his character is the fact that he hasn't experienced a lot, and he doesn't have a massive weight on his shoulders like his brother does, or like the Duke does. That is a huge part of who he is and what he struggles with as a person, because he feels purposeless. He feels listless in the world. And so while it might be nice to throw in a flashback here and there, he really doesn't have that traumatizing of a past that we know of. And so we could have had a cute flashback, but the only purpose of that would have been, it's cute. And it costs more money for Netflix to make, which they wouldn't have wanted to do because it costs time and money and effort to hire the actors or de-age the actual actors we already have, which always goes really weirdly. Very simply put, the flashbacks weren't needed.